Welcome to my channel, Hotspot with Loveth, the ultimate spot for all things entertainment, ranging from celebrity gists, reviews, interesting stories, and African folktales. Subscribe now. John and Lisa had always been the picture-perfect couple. From the day they met at a mutual friend's party, their connection was instant. They spent hours talking about their dreams, their favorite movies, and their shared love for adventure. As the years went by, they got married and bought a house in the suburbs. To everyone around them, their lives seemed perfect. However, as time passed, the honeymoon phase began to fade, and subtle signs of communication issues started to emerge. John often worked late into the night, driven by the desire to secure a comfortable future for them. He believed that his dedication to work was a testament to his love for Lisa, thinking she would understand and appreciate his efforts. Lisa, on the other hand, felt increasingly isolated and lonely. She had envisioned their evenings filled with shared moments, intimate dinners, and heartfelt conversations. Instead, she found herself spending countless nights alone, her only company being the cold flicker of the television screen. Lisa tried to talk to John about her feelings of loneliness and isolation, but he often dismissed her concerns, thinking she was overreacting. He assured her that his work was for their benefit, not realizing that his long hours were driving a wedge between them. Lisa, in turn, felt that John didn't appreciate the emotional support she provided and the sacrifices she made to keep their home running smoothly. The subtle signs of their communication breakdown were evident in their daily interactions. Lisa would mention a special event or a small achievement at work only to find John distracted, his mind still at the office. The warmth and closeness they once shared were slowly being replaced by misunderstandings and unspoken resentment. John believed Lisa was being unfair and overly emotional, failing to see the growing chasm between them. Lisa felt increasingly misunderstood and unheard, her attempts to bridge the gap only resulting in further miscommunication. Both were trapped in their perspectives, unable to understand the other's needs and feelings. The foundation of their relationship, once solid and unshakable, began to show cracks, threatening to crumble under the weight of their unspoken frustrations. One evening, determined to bridge the growing gap between them, Lisa decided to plan a romantic dinner to reconnect with John. She spent hours meticulously preparing his favorite meal, a succulent roast, creamy mashed potatoes, and a chocolate dessert. She set the table, lit candles, and even put on the dress John loved. The house was filled with the warm, inviting aroma of home-cooked meal, and Lisa felt a glimmer of hope that this evening could be a turning point for them. As the clock ticked closer to John's usual arrival time, Lisa's anticipation grew. She imagined his delight when he saw the effort she had put in, hoping it would spark a meaningful conversation and reignite the intimacy they once shared. However, when John finally walked through the door, the reality was far from her expectations. John, exhausted from a grueling day at work, barely glanced at the beautifully set table. He mumbled a quick greeting, dropped his briefcase by the door, and headed straight to the shower. Lisa's heart sank. She had envisioned a warm embrace, a compliment, or even just a smile of appreciation. Instead, she felt invisible, her efforts seemingly unnoticed and unappreciated. As John showered, Lisa's mind raced. She couldn't understand how he could be so oblivious to her attempt to reconnect. Did he no longer care about their relationship? Was she no longer important to him? Her thoughts spiraled into a mix of hurt and frustration. By the time John emerged from the bathroom, Lisa was on the verge of tears. John, feeling somewhat refreshed but still mentally drained, noticed the tense atmosphere but couldn't quite grasp the reason. He sat down at the table, murmuring a quick, "This looks nice." But his mind was still preoccupied with work issues. Lisa's silence during dinner only added to his confusion. He interpreted her quietness as dissatisfaction with the meal or some other trivial matter, completely unaware of the emotional storm brewing within her. Lisa, on the other hand, interpreted John's lack of enthusiasm as a sign that he no longer valued their relationship. The dinner, which she had hoped would bring them closer, ended in silence and unspoken hurt. Both went to bed that night feeling misunderstood and emotionally distant, each trapped in their own perceptions and unable to bridge the gap. The misunderstanding from that evening only deepened the rift between them, setting the stage for more conflicts to come. The tension between John and Lisa reached a boiling point one weekend. They had planned a date night, something they hadn't done in months. John promised to take Lisa to see a movie she had been excited about for weeks. Lisa spent the day looking forward to their evening out, hoping it would be an opportunity to reconnect and enjoy each other's company without the distractions of daily life. As evening approached, Lisa dressed up, feeling a flicker of the excitement she used to feel before their dates. She prepared a small picnic to enjoy before the movie, envisioning a romantic evening under the stars. But just as they were about to leave, John's phone rang. It was his boss, and there was an urgent issue at work that required his immediate attention. John's face fell as he realized he had to cancel their plans. Lisa, I'm really sorry, but I had to take this call. It's important, he said, already dialing back his boss. Lisa's heart sank. She had been looking forward to this evening for so long, and now, once again, work was taking precedence. Anger and frustration bubbled up inside her. Of course, it's important, she snapped. Work is always more important than me. John, already stressed from the unexpected work issue, felt his own frustration rising. Lisa, you know I can't ignore this. It's my job. I thought you understood that. Understand? Lisa retorted, her voice shaking with emotion. All I understand is that every time we have a chance to spend time together, something always comes up. And it's like I'm not even a priority to you anymore. John, feeling attacked, responded defensively. That's not fair, Lisa. I'm doing my best here. You're always demanding more time, more attention. I'm working hard for us, for our future. Don't you dare say I'm too demanding. Lisa shot back, tears of anger welling up in her eyes. I just want to feel like you care about us, about me. But all I see is you buried in work and I'm left alone. Harsh words flew back and forth, each cutting deeper than the last. John accused Lisa of being unreasonable and overly emotional, while Lisa accused John of neglecting their relationship and not caring about her feelings. The argument escalated, both of them speaking from a place of hurt and misunderstanding. By the time the fight ended, both were left feeling hurt and misunderstood. John retreated to his office, slamming the door behind him, while Lisa sat on the couch, tears streaming down her face. The picnic basket lay forgotten on the kitchen counter, a painful reminder of what the evening could have been. The argument had not only ruined their plans, but had also deepened the emotional chasm between them. They went to bed that night, each feeling isolated and resentful, the silence between them louder than ever. After the argument, John and Lisa continued to give each other the silent treatment, a cold war waged with averted eyes and wordless interactions. What started as a temporary measure to cool off stretched into days, then weeks without a meaningful conversation. You could feel the tension in the house. Shared meals were eaten in silence, their interactions reduced to the bare minimum needed to keep their lives running. Lisa would spend evenings in the living room, flipping through channels or pretending to read a book, her thoughts miles away. John, on the other hand, buried himself deeper into his work, coming home late and leaving early to avoid any chance of interaction. The distance between them grew wider with each passing day, both too proud to apologize or initiate a conversation about their feelings. Their silent treatment led to further misunderstandings and misinterpretations of each other's actions. Lisa saw John's long hours as a deliberate avoidance, a clear sign that he no longer cared. John, misinterpreting Lisa's silence and withdrawal, felt she had given up on them. Each passing day without resolution added another layer of hurt and misunderstanding. Simple communications became monumental. A forgotten grocery item or an unanswered text message were seen as deliberate sights rather than innocent oversights. The lack of dialogue turned their home into a battleground of unspoken grievances. Both were trapped in a cycle of pride and pain, neither willing to take the first step towards reconciliation. The silence between them was deafening, each too hurt and too stubborn to break the deadlock. As the weeks turned into a painful blur of unspoken words, the love they once shared seemed a distant memory. overshadowed by the growing void of their unaddressed issues. Feeling lost and desperate, Lisa decided to confide in her best friend, Sarah. Over coffee, Lisa poured out her heart, explaining the months of silence, the escalating misunderstandings, and the growing sense of isolation. Sarah listened intently, her heart aching for her friend. Lisa, you can't go on like this, she said. You both need help. Have you thought about seeing a marriage counselor? The idea of professional help had crossed Lisa's mind, but she feared John's reaction. However, Sarah's words resonated with her. You're right, Lisa admitted. We can't keep going on like this. I'll just have to find a way to talk to him about it. Meanwhile, John, feeling equally desperate and misunderstood, turned to his older brother Michael during a family gathering. Michael had faced similar issues in his marriage and had managed to rebuild his relationship. Sensing his brother's distress, Michael took John aside. What's going on, John? You don't seem like yourself, he asked. John hesitated, but eventually opened up about the growing distance between him and Lisa, the arguments and the oppressive silence. Michael listened carefully and then offered his advice. John, I've been where you are. You both need to talk. Really talk. You know, sometimes we think we are communicating, but we are not. Have you considered counseling? It helped Karen and I a lot. Though hesitant at first, John realized that something needed to change. The thought of losing Lisa was unbearable. I'll think about it, he said, though deep down he knew it was time to take action. That evening, John approached Lisa cautiously. We need to talk, he began, his voice breaking the silence that had become their norm. I've been thinking, maybe we should see a counselor? Lisa felt a mix of relief and apprehension. I was going to suggest the same thing, she admitted. For the first time in weeks, they shared a glimmer of hope, agreeing that they needed help. They decided to take the step together, helping to rebuild the bridge that had collapsed between them. Reluctantly, John and Lisa agreed to see a marriage counselor. The first session was filled with tension and uncertainty, both unsure of what to do. They were greeted by Dr. Emerson, a warm and empathetic counselor with years of experience in helping couples navigate troubled waters. During the initial sessions, Dr. Emerson encouraged them to share their perspectives and feelings openly. Lisa spoke about her feelings of loneliness and isolation, her longing for more connection and appreciation. John, in turn, expressed his frustration and stress from work, his belief that he was providing for their future, and his perception that Lisa didn't understand or value his efforts. Dr. Emerson guided them through various exercises designed to improve their communication. They practiced active listening, where one would speak without interruption, while the other truly listened and then paraphrased what was heard to ensure understanding. It was a challenging process, but slowly, they began to see how their lack of communication and frequent misinterpretations had led to their problems. In one session, Dr. Emerson had them share their fondest memories of each other, reminding them of the love that had brought them together. Tears were shared as they reminisced about their early days, their adventures, and the deep connection they once had. It was a powerful reminder of what was at stake and why they needed to fight for their relationship. As the sessions progressed, John and Lisa learned the importance of expressing their feelings openly and listening to each other without judgment. They discovered that their arguments often stemmed from a place of hurt and misunderstanding, not malice. They began to understand each other's perspectives better, realizing that both were acting out of love, but expressing it in ways that were not being received as such. Dr. Emerson also helped them set realistic expectations and boundaries, encouraging them to prioritize their relationship amidst their busy lives. John made a conscious effort to balance his work and personal life, while Lisa worked on expressing her needs more constructively. The counseling sessions were not a quick fix, but they provided John and Lisa with the tools they needed to rebuild their relationship. They left each session feeling a bit more hopeful and connected, slowly mending the emotional rift that had developed between them. Through patience, understanding, and a renewed commitment to each other, they began to find their way back to the love and laughter that had once filled their home. With the counselor's guidance, John and Lisa embarked on the journey of relearning how to communicate. One of the foundational techniques they practiced was active listening. This involved not just hearing each other's words, but truly understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. During their sessions and at home, they would take turns speaking and listening, making sure to paraphrase and reflect back what they heard to ensure clarity and understanding. Expressing their needs and feelings more clearly was another crucial step. Lisa learned to articulate her feelings of loneliness and desire for more quality time without resorting to accusations. John, in turn, began to share his stress and fatigue from work, explaining that his long hours were driven by a desire to provide for their future, not to neglect their relationship. The process was far from easy. There were setbacks and moments of frustration. Old habits and defensive reactions were hard to break. Sometimes, during heated discussions, they would revert to their previous patterns of miscommunication and hurtful comments. However, with each setback, they made a conscious effort to reflect and apologize. Gradually, the walls of misunderstanding began to crumble. They discovered that many of their conflicts stemmed from simple misinterpretations and assumptions. By asking clarifying questions and being patient with each other, they started to see things from the other's perspective. They realized that their love was still strong but had been clouded by poor communication. The small victories in their communication efforts brought them closer. Acknowledging each other's efforts, saying thank you, and offering apologies when necessary became part of their daily interactions. The counselor's tools and exercises became ingrained in their routine, leading to a deeper understanding and a stronger emotional connection. Through persistence and a willingness to change, John and Lisa began to rebuild the trust and intimacy that had once defined their relationship. Slowly but surely, John and Lisa started to reconnect. They made a conscious decision to prioritize their relationship, scheduling regular date nights and engaging in activities they both enjoyed. These moments of shared joy and relaxation helped to rekindle the spark that had drawn them together in the first place. They rediscovered their love for simple pleasures like cooking together on weekends, going for long walks in the park, or curling up with a movie they both liked. These activities reminded them of the bond they had and created new positive memories to replace the recent ones, filled with tension and silence. John made an effort to leave work at a reasonable hour, understanding the importance of being present. Lisa, appreciating his efforts, made sure to express her gratitude, which encouraged John to continue prioritizing their time together. Their home, once filled with unspoken grievances, started to resonate with laughter and warm conversations again. They also took the time to explore new interests together. Lisa suggested they take a dance class, something she had always wanted to try. Initially hesitant, John agreed, and it became an unexpected source of fun and connection for them. They laughed at their missteps and celebrated their progress, cherishing the experience as another step in their journey of reconnection. Expressing gratitude became a daily practice. They thanked each other for the little things: a cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word of encouragement, or a supportive gesture. These small acts of appreciation built up over time, reinforcing their bond and reminding them of the love they had for each other. The love and laughter that had once filled their home began to return. They felt more attuned to each other's needs and emotions, and their conversations became more meaningful. The fear of losing each other was replaced by a renewed sense of commitment and a deeper understanding of the importance of communication and connection. Together, they embraced the present and looked forward to a future filled with shared dreams and mutual support. John and Lisa's journey was far from over, but they had learned valuable lessons about the importance of communication in a relationship. They realized that misunderstandings and misinterpretations could easily tear them apart if they did not address them. Through their experience, they came to understand that a successful relationship requires ongoing effort, patience, and a willingness to grow together. With a renewed commitment and understanding, they moved forward stronger and more connected than ever before. They set aside time each week to talk about their feelings, goals, and any concerns they might have. This practice helped them stay aligned and prevented small issues from snowballing into major conflicts. Their journey also involved forgiveness, both of each other and themselves. They acknowledged the mistakes they had made and chose to learn from them rather than dwell on the past. This mindset allowed them to move forward with a clean slate, focusing on building a future together rather than being weighed down by past grievances. John and Lisa also made a point of celebrating their milestones, both big and small. They commemorated their anniversary with a trip, a tradition they had let sleep in recent years. They marked personal achievements and relationship victories with special dinners or thoughtful gestures reinforcing their bond and sense of partnership. As they continued their journey, they became a source of inspiration for their friends and family. They openly shared their experiences and the tools that helped them, hoping to support others facing similar challenges. Their story became a testament to the power of love, communication, and resilience. Moving forward, John and Lisa knew that there would be challenges, but they felt equipped to face them together. They had built a solid foundation of trust, communication, and mutual respect. With each step, they reaffirmed their commitment to each other, confident in their ability to navigate the ups and downs of life as a united team. This came with a blessing of their first pregnancy after 5 years of marriage. So they thought. Through their journey, they had discovered that true love is not just about the good times, but about growing and evolving together, turning obstacles into opportunities for deeper connection and lasting happiness. In the end, John and Lisa's story is a testament to the power of communication and the importance of addressing misunderstandings in any relationship. They learned that love alone is not enough. It must be accompanied by mutual patience, understanding, and the willingness to work through challenges together.